Now, many of you already know that Nio not only are they selling their cars in China, but they're also selling their cars in Europe. And in Europe, they are present into 5 European countries, namely Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway. Which, of course, we've been seeing, of course, Germany as the leader in terms of sales. Or when you look into the sales that Nio is currently generating in Europe. You know that Germany saw total sales of over 400. Those 400 were, of course, factored in the kind of deliveries that Nio reported for the month of August. Now, for September, ladies and gents, when you have a look at those 5 European countries, Germany still took the lead with a total sales of 80, followed by Norway, then the other countries. So these, of course, 80 that Nio reported, ladies and gents, it is still some good number. Looking coming at Germany, looking at the fact that you know that these European countries still don't have some of the latest model that Nio is currently selling on the market. I mean, the new model that I'm talking about is, of course, the ES8 ET5 Touring, which Nio primarily made for Europe, together with the S6, which in Europe you know that it is called EL6. So once these vehicles gets to Germany, I personally believe that deliveries in Germany will seriously recover based on these new models that so many of the consumers in Europe, I personally believe, they're patiently waiting for the cars to be available before they could make a purchase of a new car. So this is something that is incredible. Or the 80 that we saw, of course, Germany reporting, it is still a good figure, because from January to September, ladies and gents, Nio has seen over 600% increase from the very same period last year in 2022. That is from January to September of 2022, which is still something that is showing some good improvements when we look into the kind of deliveries that Nio is reporting into the European market. I'm very excited about this, or when I see this kind of improvements, and I know some of the people or the Nio investors really want to see more numbers, but and a 600% or over 600% increase year over year, it is something that it's definitely need to be noted as an investor, because it shows a drastic improvement, and I believe that it will even become much better when we see the latest models being sold at those countries, as I said. Now, before we dig deep into this video, you're reading that this video is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. Now, I would appreciate if you can just hit the like button if you are to enjoy the content that I'm giving you about the Europe sales that we saw for the month of September. So if you like this content, hit the like button, because on this channel, Nio is one of the stocks that I talk a lot about, because I believe in their fundamentals and their future prospects, and I believe that those that are persevering, loading the boat, or owning this stock will definitely be rewarded in the longer term, because Nio is one of the stocks that is just set to do very well. And looking at the infrastructure, which of course they are doing, or they are putting in place, like for battery replenishment, which is battery swapping station, I personally believe that this, of course, unique technology that Nio is the only EV deploying, will make it to win, because instead of you spending hours, or at least an hour at a charging station charging the battery in your car, if you have a Nio car and you're subscribed to Buzz, you can enjoy doing a battery swap, or you can just swap the battery in your car in less than 5 minutes, which is something that is pretty good. I mean, you know that Nio currently has over 20 battery swap stations in Europe already, which is something that shows you that Nio, not only are they selling their cars in Europe, but they are also deploying these battery swapping stations, which, by the way, we are seeing them doing a pretty good job in, of course, China. So if you like this video, hit the like button. So talk about battery swapping station, ladies and gents, you'll know that on the video which I did yesterday, we saw Nio, of course, hitting an all-time record on, of course, Wednesday, or on the total completed swaps on Wednesday, which were over 77,000, which was something that was pretty good. Well, yesterday, as per the Nio report as seen on the screen, we saw yet another all-time, of course, record in terms of battery swaps, which of course came over 78,200, which is another, of course, daily record when we look at the kind of swaps that Nio users completed per day. I mean, on these 78,000 swaps, which of course the Nio users completed, is over 25,000 were of course, the swaps that were completed on the highways, which is something that shows you that, of course, as the holiday or the China national holiday ends, a lot of people are returning back and they are continuing using the battery swapping stations along the way. So I'm very excited to get to see that. Of course, we are seeing, of course, yet another, of course, or yesterday we saw another record when you look into the total battery swaps that were completed by the new users in China. So I'm very excited about this, and it makes me to really like investing onto Nio, because like I said, this battery swapping station, it is a unique technology that it's only provided or being offered by Nio. When we look into all the EV companies that are out there. So I'm very excited about this, and I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. Otherwise, as for the deliveries that we saw, of course, in Europe, I'm still excited. We're looking at the fact that from the same period, or from January to September, Nio has sold or has seen an increase of over 600% when comparing to the kind of sales they reported last year in 2022 around the same period, which is something that shows me, or something that makes me to be excited looking at the kind of deliveries, especially looking the fact that now in Q4 Nio will start selling some of their latest or their most recent cars also in Europe. And you know that is the ET5 Touring, EL6, and of course the ES8, which is something that makes me to be, of course, excited when especially with the ET5 Touring, because with the ET5 Touring, you'll know that that is the car that is expected to really stimulate sales of Nio in Europe. And to get to see that now in Q4 they will start with the sales, or they will start delivering that model, makes me to also be really excited, and makes me want to see the kind of sales that that model in itself will generate in Europe. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. Before you buy Nio for the very first time, please do make sure that you do your own due diligence, so that at least you don't get to panic sell when you see sharp falls, sharp drops that happen onto this stock sometime. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.